Naruto then told Fua, I am going to check on my sisters, you can come if you want Fua-chan. I want to come with you, Naruto-kun. Fua said. Naruto nodded and they started to walk to the hospital. Both of them received glares but some people were looking at them in fright. Upon arrival the front receptionist told them where to find Narumi and Mito. Narumi's room about a couple of minutes earlier. Narumi heard the dripping of force as she slowly opened her eyes. Upon fully opening them her vision was slightly blurry but she could tell she was in a hospital. She just laid there for a minute letting her vision return to normal. Narumi then sat up slowly. She saw that her arms and hands were heavily bandaged. She tried moving her fingers, but it was hard with the bandages and pain. Narumi just continued to move her fingers slowly until she heard the door open. She looked at who entered and saw it was her Onyu-chan and that slut that stole him. Hey, Narumi, you are up. I am sorry for hurting you. Naruto apologized. Naruto walked over and gave Narumi a hug. Narumi was glaring daggers at Fua with Fua doing the same. Naruto broke the hug and asked, do you want me to go get something for you? Narumi smiled brightly at this and told him, I want ramen. Naruto sweat dropped at this but nodded nonetheless, well anyway Narumi, I will bring you ramen after I visit Mito. Narumi nodded and when Naruto turned around continued to glare at Fua who just turned to leave. When they left, Narumi started to slowly move different parts of her body and planned ways to get rid of Fua. Fua and Naruto told a nurse that Narumi was up and went to Mito's room. Upon entering he saw Mito heavily bandaged and out cold. Naruto let a tear slip down his cheek silently as he still cared for his family deeply. They left and returned a little later with ramen and dango. Naruto explained to Narumi how the match ended and both of them about the council meeting. Narumi and Fua were upset at how the council treated Naruto, but he calmed both of them down. Kushina walked in and saw how Naruto and Narumi were acting and couldn't help but smile. Oh, Ka-san, what is Mito's state? Narumi questioned. Kushina sighed and told them, Mito is healing though she is expected to be out for another week. Narumi looked sad at the news, Naruto looked down in guilt, and Fua well just tried to comfort the others. They soon left with Naruto and Fua going over to see their friends. They went to a dango shop where they saw most of the rookies questioning Gaara on different topics and him trying his best to answer. Ino was writing things down when all of a sudden her paper was shredded into tiny pieces. Come on guys, leave Gaara alone. Naruto said, surprising them as they didn't sense him. Naruto, did you shred my notes? Ino asked quickly. Naruto looked at her and smiled, yes I did as I don't want my information to spread to everyone. Ino just HMPHED at that and ate her dango sulkily. Choji then spoke up, Naruto, how did you become so strong? I trained my ass off every day for years on end just to make it to this level. Naruto replied. Sakura was walking around when she saw Naruto and stormed over. She screeched, you baker blinded Sasuke-kun. Naruto merely snapped his fingers and Sakura was sent back in a gust of wind knocking her out. Ino gasped, frightened, what did you do? Naruto shook his head and replied, I used a toned down version of Futon, top you. They all nodded with Shikamaru muttering, troublesome. Hinata then asked, I have 3 questions. 1. Why did you use an attack that will leave your sister in a coma? Everyone but Hinata, Naruto, and Fua gasped. And 2. How do you have 2 summoning contracts and what did the dragon mean by Kyuubi? Also, 3. How do you use Shakutan? Naruto sighed and started his explanation. 1. The attack would kill normal people but Jinchuriki will be able to survive as long as they are in a phase 2 transformation or higher, though if they are in a phase 2 they will be knocked out for about a week. Most people sighed in relief at the news and continued to listen. 2. I can summon dragons since that is the summon most attuned to my mind, soul, and body. I can summon foxes because I was given the contract by Kurama or the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Both contracts agreed to let me summon them so I can summon both. And yes, Kurama is the Kyuubi. It was then that Kurama decided to pop out of his seal, scaring a few of the people. Choji stuttered out, Kyuubi. Kurama chuckled and explained how he was controlled by a Madara wannabe and ordered to attack Konoha. The group calmed down after hearing his explanation and Naruto wrapped up what he was saying. 3. I have extremely strong affinities to fire, wind, and earth. Koshi taught me how to combine my fire and wind affinities. I could learn dust or lava release, but I like Koshi and my techniques. The group nodded at that. Then Kurama commented, I taught him some of the fuinjutsu that he knows, but as an Uzumaki. He learned seals really quickly, being a fuinjutsu master now. I appreciate the help with Shukaku's seal. Gaara added. Naruto smiled a bright smile, like the sun, and told him, I just wanted to help out a brother like me. Kiba realized something and asked, Hey, Naruto, can you tell us some more about how you and Fua met and started to date? I mean, we got a little information from Yakumo and Sai, but you and Fua know most of the information. Naruto was about to say no when Kurama started to explain the whole trip to Taki and then them starting to date. Once he was done, he poofed back into Naruto's mind where he thought he would be safe, but he didn't realize that he was trapped in a torture chamber. Kurama tried to escape and cry for Naruto, but his connection was severed for now. The torture he got was being chased by fangirls and fan vixens. Naruto meanwhile was just chatting with his friends about their home life and training. After a few minutes, an Anbu arrived on the scene and asked, Naruto Namikaze, please come with me to the Hokage's office. Naruto nodded and flashed there. Hokage office. Naruto arrived in front of Minato and saw that Jiraiya, who looked on guard, was there with Kushina, who looked nervous. Naruto asked, why was I requested here too, son? Minato sighed and told him, we are going to have to make sure that the Kyuubi doesn't have control over you. Naruto rolled his eyes and replied, oh, he has no control over me. Geiki, we just need to make sure, so we need to talk with him. Jiraiya quickly said. Naruto nervously told them, well, you see, I have trapped him in my mind for telling all my friends about Fua and my relationship. Minato nodded, that doesn't seem like much punishment though, Naruto. I forgot to mention that he is being chased by fangirls and fan vixens. Naruto told them. Kushina's sweat dropped. Minato and every other man that felt pain of being chased by fangirls had a shiver go up their spine, and all the fangirls got jealous thinking that some good man was stolen from them. Kushina then asked him, okay, so Kai, can you please let us check the seal then? Naruto nodded and lifted his shirt. All three examined the seal and noticed something off. Naruto, why is there another seal? Minato questioned. Naruto looked confused, but then it clicked and he told them, that is the seal to let Kurama come out whenever he wants. They nodded and continued to look for a few minutes and told Naruto he could leave, but before he did he told them, oh, and what I said about my attack in the council was a sorta lie. Mito will not go into a coma since she was in a phase 2 Baijua transformation, but if she was in phase 1 she would have been in a coma. Minato nodded happily and let Naruto leave. Night. What happened that night would scar the people who saw it for the rest of their lives. Naruto was passed out on the ground after training until he passed out. A mob was slowly making their way to Naruto until they surrounded him. A squad of Anbu felt all the chakra signatures and started to rush over with one of the informing the Namikazes. Naruto woke up slowly due to Kurama mentally yelling at him and he heard footsteps. He slowly opened his eyes to see the shadows of people surrounding him. Minato and Kushina had just heard the news and flashed over to the squad of Anbu. When they were about to reach the clearing they heard an explosion go off. They saw burning bodies with body parts, blood, and fire everywhere. The few that survived tried to run, but they were intercepted by Naruto clones who just lifted them into the air by the throats. Naruto yelled, Kaiten, Hinagari Jutsu. The stream of fire burned everything in its wake, the bodies, the shrubs and trees, the clones, and even some makeshift metal weapons. Naruto only left one alive, and he walked over to him. The dead of night with the fires and blood surrounding Naruto made him look especially scary. Naruto dispelled the clone holding the man and he fell. Naruto took out a kunai and asked, who made you do this? The man barely stuttered out, the demon Wiwi Jeju just WW1 wanted T2K kill Yu. Naruto then cut his head off with a kunai and asked, Tu-san, Ka-chan, Anbu-san, please come out. All 6 of them were then next to Naruto who just hugged Kushina and cried into her. What they could make out from the crying was, why do they hate me and why can't they tell the difference? After a couple of minutes Naruto calmed down with Minato and Kushina still comforting him from the outside and Kurama comforting him from the inside. Upon arriving home he was instantly hugged by Fua, who asked what happened, seeing all the blood and tear stains. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shitsune listened into what Naruto told Fua about what happened, and they were angry at the villagers and saddened that Naruto was suffering. Harukan luckily was asleep, or else he would be having nightmares for a long time. They all went to bed with Naruto and Fua deciding to sleep on the couch together for comfort. The next few days passed with the civilian council being disbanded, Narumi being released from the hospital, and some promotions. Chunin, Yakumo, Maito, Narumi, Shikamaru, Tamrai, Gaara, Fua, Jonin, Naruto. Sasuke was assisted by his family as he got used to being blind. Sasuke wanted to get revenge on Naruto, but he knew it was impossible in his current condition. Naruto visited Maito's room every day until she woke up. Hospital, Maito's room. Naruto was staring at Maito with guilt flooding his eyes. He saw her body ever so slightly move and her eyes slowly open, and he quickly wrapped Maito in a hug. Maito was slowly opening her eyes when she was put in a hug by someone. When she saw the blonde hair she thought it was Narumi, but upon her eyes focusing she saw it was short. Maito was shocked that Naruto was the one to greet her when she woke up. She thought he wouldn't care for her since how she treated him. When she heard what he was saying she started to tear up, realizing that he truly did care for her and he was sorry. Maito started to let a few tears out. Naruto felt the tears and let go, making sure that she was okay. Maito, are you okay? Maito just looked at him and started to cry, pulling Naruto back into the hug. Naruto was initially surprised by the action but just hugged her back. Maito told Naruto, I am so sorry for treating you like trash. I see that I was wrong to treat you like that. Naruto hugged her tighter and stroked her hair, whispering, it's okay, I have got you. After a couple of minutes both let go and Naruto said, I am going to get everyone. I will be back in a flash. Naruto flashed away, surprising Maito, and came back a few seconds later with Minato, Kushina, Narumi, and Harukan. They each took their turns hugging Maito. When everyone was done, Maito promised that she would become stronger to protect everyone and become Hokage. Konoha. It was 9 at night, and we look around and see a group of people at a dango bar. Geiki, good for you. I want all the juicy details. Anko told Naruto. Naruto became flustered and stuttered out, we haven't done anything like that, Ni-chan. The whole group laughed and Kakashi added, and Kushina-sama probably threatened both of them, making everyone laugh harder. Itakai walked over and said, hey guys. Oh, Itakai, we are just questioning Naruto about his girlfriend. Anko quickly told him. Itakai let a small smile grace his lips. Being serious, Naruto, you two look cute together, Kuinai said. Naruto smiled up at her, trying to hide his blush. Oi, Nizo-san, can we have another 3 plates of dango and 4 bottles of sake? Anko called out. There was a brief pause, then a bartender told them, 1 minute. They continued to just make Naruto embarrassed until the dango and sake come. Naruto grabbed some dango and ate it quickly. Anko poured a few glasses of sake and each of them, including Naruto, downed it quickly. A few hours later, and with lots of dango and sake, Kuinai was helping a very drunk Anko back to her apartment. Kakashi was out cold with Itakai carrying him, and Naruto shaking his head at his siblings' antics while finishing off the last bottle. Naruto paid quickly and walked off. Naruto decided to go to Maito's hospital room and check on her. Maito's hospital room. Naruto walked in and heard the steady beat of the heart monitor and her breath. Naruto pulled a chair next to the bed and sat down. Maito, tomorrow you are getting out of here. I am sorry that I had to use that move. This is one messed up world. Naruto whispered. Naruto then grabbed one of Maito's hands and decided to hold it for a little. Maito subconsciously moved closer to Naruto, feeling the warmth. Naruto smiled at this and fell asleep. Morning. Narumi was glaring daggers at Fua, who had come over to the Namikaze estate. Kushina had to watch Narumi and Fua, ensuring they didn't try and kill each other. Fua, did you have to come over this early? Narumi questioned. Early, it is 8:30 in the morning. I came over to be with Naruto. Fua replied. Well, he isn't here. I would like to see for myself. No, I have checked, so you can leave, now. No. Yes. No. Yes. Kushina had enough and yelled, "Girls, we are going to go look for Naruto." No, arguing. They both looked up in fear and nodded. They first went to Kakashi's apartment and saw him out cold. They then went to Kuinai and Anko's apartment. Anko and Kuinai's apartment. They saw Anko passed out on the couch and Kuinai hung over trying to get ready for the day. "Oh, Kuinai-chan, are you okay?" Kushina questioned. Kushina-sama, I'm just hungover," Kuinai responded tiredly. When she saw Fua and Narumi, she told them, "Oh, hello Fua, Naruto has told us all about you." Fua smiled at this and Narumi scowled. Kushina then took a deep breath in and said, "Well, have you seen Naruto?" "I don't know where he is right now," Kuinai started, but after last night he said something about Mito. "What happened last night?" Fua questioned quickly. Kuinai giggled and told them, "Well, Naruto, Anko, Kakashi, Anko, and I all went drinking and eating dango." Fua let out a breath and then Kushina asked panicked, "Did he drink anything?" "Yes he did, and before you freak out, he has been drinking with us every Saturday since he became a shinobi," Kuinai informed them. Kushina still didn't look calm, so Kuinai told her, "Remember, when you become a shinobi, you can drink." Kushina calmed down. "So what after that? Let's go to the hospital." Kuinai waved goodbye as the group left for the hospital. When they arrived, they quickly rushed to Mito's room. They quietly opened the door to see Naruto asleep holding Mito's hand. Naruto's head was on the bed next to Mito, and Mito was clinging to Naruto. They looked so peaceful. Kushina adored. Narumi and Fua nodded. "I think that we should get them breakfast and then wake them up." "How does that sound?" Fua asked. Both agreed and went to get the one food that all Uzumaki love, ramen. They soon returned and woke up Naruto and Mito. Mito saw that she was clinging to Naruto and reddened up and pushed him back. Naruto nearly fell out of his chair, but he was able to find his balance. "What was that for, Mito?" "I am well sorry," Mito replied, clearly embarrassed. Kushina and Fua laughed while Narumi was jealous that Naruto wasn't asleep at her bedside. Kushina finished laughing and said, "Well, good to see you awake, Mito. We brought ramen, and you are going to be released today." Mito nearly jumped up but she was still in a cast holding her down. Mito and Naruto quickly ate their ramen. "Nii-san, can we go train together?" Narumi asked. Fua clenched her fist and asked, "Naruto-kun, can we, the couple, go shopping today?" "Oh, Nii-san, I want to go shopping," Mito added. Naruto thought over it for a second and then told them his idea. "Well, since Mito-chan and Fua-chan want to go shopping, I think we should go shopping." "Sorry, Narumi-chan, though, would you like to join us? We can train together tomorrow." "Yes." Mito and Fua cheered. Narumi sighed and said, "I am fine with this idea, Nii-san." Kushina was smiling at this interaction and Naruto's cluelessness. "Well, everyone, I want all of you to be good, and you must not spend everything you have. Hikasan / Kushina-sama." Narumi, Mito, Naruto, and Fua all told her. They all went shopping after getting Mito released. In the afternoon, the group had just walked out of another store. "Oh, I am going to get us a quick snack," Mito told them. "Thanks," they all replied. Mito walked off to find some candy. 10 minutes passed and Naruto was now worried. Mito should have been back by now. "I agree," Narumi said. Naruto told them, "I am going to flash over to Mito. If I am not back in 2 minutes, I want you to get to San." They nodded and Naruto flashed away. Naruto saw Mito slung over the should of a man with a black cloak with red clouds. He was next to a person in the same clothes and a bandaged sword over his shoulder. Naruto was right behind them and kicked the one holding Mito, causing him to drop her. Naruto grabbed Mito and backed away. "Oi, what the fuck was that for?" the person that was kicked yelled. The other one turned around, and you could see his shark-like smile spreading. "Oh, 2 birds 1 stone." Both threw off their cloaks revealing them to be Hoshigeki Kaizame and Maruishi Dorairu Lazaria. Naruto then asked, "Why do you want my sister?" "We are collecting the Bijus," Lazaria stated. Naruto narrowed his eyes and said, "Akatsuki. So you know of us?" "I do." I also know that you are a group of S-class criminals. Naruto dropped a yellow cube and flashed away. Damn it. Now we don't have them. Kaizen yelled. Naruto then flashed back, grabbed his cube, and said, I need to test my skills, so I will fight you. Oh, you have a death wish, Geiki. Kaizen proclaimed. Naruto smiled like a madman, maybe I do maybe I don't, but you won't ever know. I like you, too bad we have to capture you, Lazaria exclaimed. Lazaria then did a few hand seals and yelled, Doton, Yojumi Dorairu. 4 earth drills went at Naruto from the 4 corners. Naruto flipped out of the attack only to be hit by a water whip. Naruto crashed into a few trees, letting go of a small black cube. Naruto got up and jumped out of the way of a drill. Naruto threw 3 kunai and another black cube, Kij kunai no jutsu. The kunai multiplied into 200. Kaizen and Lazaria simply blocked the kunai, still not seeing the black cubes. Kaizen yelled, that's all you got, Geiki. I thought you were going to beat us. I never said I would beat you, Naruto retorted. Kaizen growled. Lazaria decided to trap Naruto, Fiikamyai. Naruto was trapped in a cone of earth. The cone then shot into the air with a column of rock connected to it. Shiki. The spear flew up, turned around and crashed into the ground. Kaizen decided to jump into the crater. Kaizen found Naruto on the ground, bloody and broken. You asterisk coughs up blood asterisk bastard, Naruto muttered out. Kaizen smiled widely, I would kill you, but Leader Sama needs you. I will be taking you now. Kaizen reached down, but when he touched Naruto, Naruto popped, revealing it to be a clone. Where the hell is he? Kaizen yelled. Lazaria was suddenly sent flying toward Kaizen, ugh. Kaizen caught him and they saw Naruto standing where Lazaria was. A yellow flash happened and Minato was next to Naruto. Minato glared at Kaizen and Lazaria. Both of the Akatsuki were preparing to run when Naruto made a ram seal and yelled, Uzumaki Shuru, Hakai Kakuchi. 8 golden beams were shot into the sky. The beams turned purple and purple walls were formed connecting everything. Minato smiled at his son's work and decided to say, we will be defeating you now. Lazaria yelled, Kira Senku. I will avenge my family and friends. Sptorairu. A massive drill formed behind him and charged the Namikaze duo. Naruto told his dad, Two-san, I am going to take Kaizen, you take Lazaria. Minato replied quickly, okay, but he is an S-rank shinobi, and they both flashed away from the drill, be safe, your mother would kill me otherwise. Naruto gave him a thumbs up and jumped toward the duo. Minato threw a kunai at the duo at the same time. Minato flashed next to Kaizen and Lazaria, and he kicked Lazaria away. Naruto landed next to Minato and unsealed Kurama's sword. Minato jumped towards where he kicked Lazaria. Naruto challenged Kaizen, I challenge you to a Kiri duel, on honor. Kaizen smiled maniacally, no one but one could ever beat me at a mist duel, and he died years ago. Let's go, fight to the death. Naruto nodded and replied, Kenjutsu, Ninjutsu, Fuinjutsu, and Taijutsu. Kaizen agreed, and Naruto jumped at Kaizen. Kaizen blocked the strike with the bandaged thing. A couple of slashes later, Naruto and Kaizen were standing a few meters apart. The bandages fell off of what was inside, revealing it to be Same Harder. Kaizen smirked and said, it's been a while since Same Harder was fully revealed. He says your chakra is delicious. Naruto then charged in again. Kaizen sidestepped Naruto and raked Same Harder across Naruto's legs. Naruto yelled out in pain and jumped back, and he saw that his muscles and bones were showing. Same Harder doesn't cut, it shreds you to ribbons. Kaizen yelled. Naruto held up his left hand in a ram seal and yelled, Kai. An orange glow surrounded him. Naruto's legs healed quickly. Naruto said, seal. And the orange glow stopped. Oh, so you have a healing seal, interesting, Kaizen commented. Naruto held his sword in front of him and yelled, time to get serious. Gravity, Kai. Resistance, Kai. Kyuubi, Kai. Naruto glowed a bright blue before it stopped. Kaizen saw Naruto and licked his teeth in anticipation. Naruto was surrounded by a grayish-white aura. The sword started to have kanji appear on it. The first one was right above the hilt, it was the kanji for kites hewn glowing orange. Next, a kanji for earth that was glowing brown. Above that, a kanji for wind that was glowing teal. After that, a kanji for fire that is glowing red. On the other side, the same kanji were glowing the same way. Naruto then yelled, Kojayu. Scorch. The fire and wind kanji combined, forming the kanji for Kojayu. It glowed a light orange. Jishin. Earthquake. The earth and kite soon combined to form the kanji for Jishin. It glowed a blood red brown. Naruto then spun the sword and yelled, Konten. Chaos. Naruto stopped spinning the blade, showing that it only had one kanji on it, Konten. Naruto and Kaizen charged at each other. Minato and Lazaria. Lazaria, you are going to pay for what you have done against my children, Minato told him. Lazaria threw off his cloak. His brown and white hair cut right under the ear. He has bands that look like jagged rocks on his wrist, upper arm, ankle, and belt. His feet were becoming encased in dirt and rock. His legs were only covered by shorts. He had on a blooded flak jacket covering his bare torso. He had on an Anbu mask that only revealed his mouth. Namikaze, you are going to pay for everything you have ever done. Lazaria then flipped through hand seals and yelled, Doton, Bofua Kaswe. Thousands of tiny spikes formed from the ground and floated in front of Lazaria. Minato narrowed his eyes and did the Herox hand signs and held out his hands and whispered, Raiten, Tobu Hibana. The spikes shot forward at Minato. Minato shot his hands forward and a stream of tiny lightning bolts shot out of his fingertips. The spikes were quickly destroyed, and Lazaria almost got hit. Lazaria and Minato both threw out shuriken and kunai at each other. Lazaria created 3 earth clones, and they jumped to the 4 cardinal directions. Minato and Lazaria and his clones started to flash through hand seals. Lazaria finished before Minato, and he yelled, Doton, Kangoku. Lazaria unleashed 5 big drills and 8 smaller drills. The big drills struck down from all sides while the smaller ones filled in the gaps. Minato finished and whispered, Raiten, Senk. A ball of lightning exuded from Minato, destroying the drills and the Lazaria clones. Lazaria fell to one knee, breathing hard. Minato threw a Hirashin kunai at him. Lazaria lifted his arms and yelled, Doton, Haran. The bands separated into individual rocks and blasted themselves at Minato. Minato wasn't expecting that and got hit on his right arm and right leg when trying to dodge. Lazaria stood up, still breathing hard, and yelled, I will send you to hell, Kuroi Senko. Doton, Haran Sagio. The rocks that missed hit Minato in the back, causing him to fall over in pain. Lazaria walked towards Minato smiling cruelly. He ensured that the rocks were not fatally wounding Minato but still causing extreme pain. Lazaria kneeled over Minato's form saying, I have avenged you, my family. Lazaria brought down a kunai. Minato flashed behind Lazaria and cut his head off, not today, bastard, not today. Minato then fell over in extreme pain. He summoned 2 shadow clones to carry him back to Konoha. Kaizen and Naruto, a few minutes earlier. Naruto and Kaizen clashed with both of them smiling like insane. Samehada got cut, so Kaizen was forced to jump away. Kaizen laughed and said, Samehada hasn't ever been cut, so how did a punk like you cut it? He, I guess the sword that is made from Kyuubi's chakra and fur is very powerful, Naruto replied. Kaizen's eyes narrowed while his teeth grew sharper. Kaizen jumped up, swinging his sword, and yelling, Suiten, San Same Taio. 3 water sharks flew from Samehada toward Naruto, who simply did one slash and whispered, Sharkuten, Jinchi Kabe. A crown of fire surrounded Naruto, blocking the sharks. Kaizen's eyes widened because the crown was still there even after the attack. Kaizen landed and heard, Kai. The crown of fire turned into a ball of fire in front of Naruto, who hit the ball of fire with his sword, sending it flying at Kaizen. Kaizen jumped away, and Naruto whispered, Curve ball. The fireball curved towards Kaizen, who just barely was able to create a shield of water to cushion the impact. Naruto jumped forward while coating his blade in wind chakra. Kaizen jumped over Naruto and flipped through hand signs. Kaizen landed and yelled, Suiten, Suira Yuden no Jutsu. A jet of water crashed into Naruto, sending him flying. Kurama asked, do you want help? No, Naruto thought back. Naruto landed on a tree and jumped out of the way to dodge another stream of water. Naruto threw out 5 kunai and a cube attached to each of them. The kunai and cubes disappeared into the forest. Naruto made 6 clones and all but one flashed to the kunai. The last clone nodded and jumped away just as Kai'Same landed in front of Naruto. Kai'Same questioned, "What was the clone for?" "To help my father." "Your father is not going to make it out of there unharmed, you are coming with me," Kai'Same declared. Naruto sent a pulse of chakra out and a massive dome of flames surrounded the duo. "What is this, Geiki?" Kai'Same asked. Naruto smiled and said, "Uzumaki to Shakyuten Shuru, Goten Moju Tengai." Kai'Same laughed, "Ha ha ha, stupid name but good technique." Naruto and Kai'Same clashed swords again. With Naruto's 6th clone, he was jumping toward where he felt Minato's chakra signature. He didn't feel Lazaria's, so he assumed that Lazaria was dead. He saw 2 clones holding Minato up. Naruto's clone landed next to them and saw the pain Minato was in. "I have him." The Minato clones gave up Minato the Naruto's clone and poofed away. The clone jumped towards Konoha. Upon reaching the barrier he saw 2 squads of Anbu, the rest of the Namikazes, minus Harakan, Jiraiya, and Fua. The clone covered itself in a layer of chakra and walked out. 2 of the Anbu grabbed Minato and shunshined off towards the hospital. The other squad was about to go in when the clone yelled, "Don't, only myself, other clones, or the original can exit or enter with a chakra layer." Everyone looked at him in shock and confusion. Then Jiraiya asked, "What do you mean by original, are you a clone?" The clone nodded and told them of Naruto fighting Kai'Same. Everyone got worried, and Kushina panicky asked, "Does he need help?" "No, and no one is allowed to interfere as this is a missed duel on honor, to the death," explained clone. Everyone paled while a dome of fire rose in the forest. "That is the last part of the plan," clone told them and poofed away. With Naruto and Kai'Same, Naruto's arm got shredded and Kai'Same was stabbed in the lung. Last attack. Kai'Same yelled, "Suten, Tsukubo Mu." Naruto yelled, "Shakyuten, Saishimoju." A giant shark and an explosion of fire clashed for dominance. A thick layer of smoke and mist covered the area. A single clash of swords was heard and the sound of a body hitting the ground. The dome of fire fell and the mist and smoke cleared away. Blood covered the trees that were not burning or destroyed. The person that was standing was Naruto. Naruto received the memory of his last 5 clones that were holding the dome up. He smiled upon seeing how much his family cared. He thought, "Kurama, can you heal me?" "Kit, I will do my best, although I need you to rest for a couple of hours," Kurama replied. Naruto nodded and looked at his arms that were shredded and the skin was slowly healing. He limped over to Kai'Same and turned him facing the sky. Naruto closed Kai'Same's eyes and said a quiet prayer for him. Naruto went to pick up Same harder. He reached down for the sword and felt a pull on his chakra system. He waited and Same harder wrapped around his arm, healing it as it went, and then went still after reaching the shoulder and healing the full arm. Naruto was confused, but upon hearing, "There is something here with me" from Kurama, he knew that this sword was sentient. Same harder fused into his skin, so Naruto could leave the area. Naruto was about to leave when he felt a faint chakra signature from Kai'Same's hand. He kneeled down and looked and saw a ring with the kanji of Nan or South on it. He grabbed it and started to limp away. He remembered the barrier still being up, so he released it and fell down to one knee. Panting hard, Naruto got up and sent out a tiny pulse of chakra before falling down unconscious. The group outside the barrier. They were waiting anxiously for either Naruto to arrive or the barrier to fall. After several minutes, Kushina was about to charge headfirst in, regardless of consequences. The barrier suddenly fell, and they all rushed in. The Anbu went looking for the dead body of Lazaria while the rest went for Naruto and Kai'Same. Kushina felt a faint pulse of chakra from Naruto and rushed even faster, worrying over what could have happened. The rest of the group panicked and jumped faster. Fua started to draw upon the Nanabi's chakra in case of the worst. Narumi and Mito started to pull on Kyuubi's chakra as well. They found Naruto on the ground with one of his arms slowly bleeding out and his other arm in a dark blue scaly pattern. Kushina immediately put him in her arms and jumped off to Konoha. Narumi and Fua followed close behind. Jiraiya and Mito continued to look for Kai'Same and found him close with a deep gash in his chest revealing his cut open heart and lungs. Jiraiya sealed him away. They both jumped off towards Konoha. I know I made Kai's aim much weaker than in canon, but I have a plan for the 7 Kiri swords and their wielders. Also he was being cocky. See you next time. I also plan on updating more now. Hospital. The medical staff were in a rush because the Hokage and his eldest son were now in the hospital. Minato was in surgery with all of the stones stuck in his body. Naruto was in a coma-like state with how badly his arm and insides were damaged, and he was being constantly monitored because of the unknown of the scale tattoos as those are new. A few hours later, Minato had gotten out of surgery successfully and was now resting on his bed waiting for his family. Kushina ran in and jumped onto him, starting to cry saying how worried she was. Mito, Narumi, Tsunade, and Jiraiya walked in. Mom, can you get off of Dad, so we can talk to him? Mito asked. Kushina stopped crying and got off, but she still sat on the edge of the bed holding his hand. Mito and Jiraiya sat down on the chairs next to the bed while Narumi and Tsunade stood. Minato, you will be fine and able to leave the hospital tomorrow, Tsunade stated, though your son, Naruto, is a different story. Minato started to panic because he left his son, who he knew was very capable, to fight an S-rank missing nin. Kushina gripped his hand harder to comfort him, yet he only panicked more. Tsunade took a breath and told him the news. He will be fine, but he has a weird tattoo that is absorbing chakra and healing him. He is in a coma-like state, but he should awaken by the next day with the healing from the medical staff and the tattoo. Minato cooled down and started to worry about what the tattoo was. I have checked it with Tsunade and Kushina. The tattoo is not harmful and isn't a seal-based thing, Jiraiya informed him. Minato finally stopped worrying and hugged Kushina. They hugged and were joined by Mito and Narumi. After a minute, they broke the hug and were about to start talking again when Fua burst into the room yelling, Tsunade-sama, something is happening with Naruto. Tsunade ran out of the room with everyone but Minato and Jiraiya following. Hey Geiki, I will help you over there if you want, Jiraiya told Minato. Thanks sensei. Minato shifted and slung an arm over Jiraiya's shoulder. They started to walk over to Naruto as well. Naruto's room. Tsunade burst in to see Shitsune panicking and doing her best to try and help Naruto. Blood was pooling on the floor around Naruto, and he was writhing in pain and glowing like a fire. Mito and Narumi felt a fire in the seal when they entered the room. Kushina was panicking over all of her children, seeing them all in pain. The scale tattoo started to spread across Naruto quickly. When it had covered his whole body, Naruto started to glow brighter. 2 tendrils of dark purple chakra shot out and grabbed Mito and Narumi, on the seal. Kurama, in his human form, appeared next to Naruto and tried to cut off the tendrils with his sword. Kurama roared, Naruto snap out of it. Kushina unsealed her sword and swung with Kurama to cut the tendrils. Fua grabbed some kunai and helped also. After a minute of cutting, the tendrils broke and receded back into Naruto. Naruto glowed even brighter, then he disappeared in an explosion of blue fire with Kurama following. Kushina ran to check on her daughters who were on the floor breathing hard. Are you two all right? Mito and Narumi answered, we will be fine, Ka-chan. Shitsune and Tsunade ran a quick diagnostic and Jiraiya and Minato finally arrived. Fua decided to jump out the window and open her wings to look for Naruto. What happened? Minato asked in a rush. Kushina looked up and replied, I don't know. Naruto was glowing, tendrils of chakra shot out at Mito and Narumi, Kurama jumped out to cut them, and then Naruto and Kurama disappeared in an explosion of fire. Oh no, my baby might be dead. Kushina started to hyperventilate. Minato sat down on the ground and held Kushina's hand saying, Naruto is strong, he won't die easily and certainly not without a fight. Kushina stopped hyperventilating and declared, we need to go find him now. Mito and Narumi nodded and were about to get up when they were kept down by Shitsune. You girls stay here with your father. The rest of us will look for him. The girls were going to argue but were quieted by a look from their mother. They nodded and Kushina, Tsunade, Shitsune, and Jiraiya all quickly left to look for Naruto. Fua was flying high overhead looking for Naruto when she heard, Fua, I feel Kurama's chakra deep in the forest. From Chomiya. Fua started to fly towards Naruto's chakra location. She found him floating right above a lake slowly burning the lake away. Fua went to grab Naruto, but when she got 5 feet away, she was burned from the extreme heat. Fua backed away and flew up. She unleashed a jutsu that made a big flash, getting the attention of the Anbu and the search group. Fua flew down to the edge of the lake and waited. About 30 seconds later, a squad of Anbu arrived with the group right behind them. "What is the issue?" questioned the squad leader. Fua landed and told them, "I found Naruto over here. We should go rescue him." Kushina yelled and jumped for Naruto. Fua was able to grab her before she got close enough to burn her. "Why did you stop me? Is it only a little heat?" questioned Kushina angrily. Fua stated, "There is an area of pure heat surrounding him. I cannot get closer than 5 feet before burning." Kushina looked worried and waited. The Anbu left the group to wait. Jiraiya sighed, "You need to return to the hospital with Shitsune and tell the news of what is going on." Tsunade and Shitsune agreed and left. "Jiraiya, what do you think is going on?" Kushina asked. "I don't know. All we can hope for is that he is okay for now," Jiraiya replied. Kushina and Fua sighed and decided to sit down. A few hours later, Mito, Narumi, Minato, and Harukan had decided to come over to the lake with some futons to wait and watch. "What is happening with Naruto?" Narumi asked. "We have no clue. We will just have to wait for Naruto-kun to get back," Fua told her. Narumi got mad at Fua because of how close she was to Naruto, and she was going to strangle her, but she was held back by Mito, who whispered, "If you hurt her, Naruto-ni will be upset." Narumi glared at Fua and sat down on her futon. Fua smirked and turned away from Narumi. Kushina sighed at the girl's behavior and that Narumi was in love with her brother. Minato and Jiraiya were confused by this, but they laid down to rest. Harukan then spoke up, "Ka-chan, why is Onyi-san over there releasing lots of chakra?" "Well, he is over there because there seems to be an unknown issue going on, and the chakra is," Kushina stated. "Wait, chakra? Can you sense chakra?" Harukan nodded and replied cheerily, "I found Naruto-ni I like that." Kushina grabbed Harukan and shook the life out of him. After a minute, she felt a tapping feeling coming from her arm, so she looked down and saw that she was making Harukan sick. She let go, and Harukan took deep breaths. Everyone gathered around Harukan and waited for him to breathe and then asked him questions. Harukan almost fainted from the brain overload when Minato said, "Everyone, let's ask one question at a time." They all quieted down and Mito started, "You are what is called a sensor. That is the kind of person that can sense chakra. Only a few people can do that naturally. I know that from Onyi-chan." Harukan exclaimed. Then Minato asked, "So, Naruto knows that you are a sensor, but he never told us?" Harukan's head tilted to the side in question. "I think that Naruto thought we knew," Kushina commented. Minato nodded and continued, "How did you find Naruto?" Harukan thought for a moment, looking really cute, and started, Flashback, 4 years ago, Harukan was 2. Harukan was left in a chair outside while Kushina helped teach the girls about a more advanced chakra control exercise. Harukan felt a chakra that felt like his sister's, just bigger, warmer, and more comforting. He slowly got off the chair and started to walk toward the chakra. After 30 minutes of wobbling, walking, and crawling, Harukan arrived at the riverbed and saw a person that looked like his father and a fox walking on the water training with jutsu and weapons. He watched for a few minutes, and when Naruto used the Hiraishin, he clapped, drawing attention to him. Naruto looked over with Kurama and almost fell into the water, but they still ran over and asked, "Who are you and why are you here?" Harukan looked confused but declared, "I am Namikaze Uzumaki Harukan and you are Onyi-chan." Naruto looked cautious and glanced at Kurama. Kurama nodded and Naruto took a deep breath, "I am your forgotten brother Naruto." Harukan nodded and then asked, "Why are you forgotten Onyi-chan?" "I don't know. I wish that I was a part of the family or at least remembered," Naruto stated. Harukan felt Naruto getting sad, so he walked over and hugged Naruto. Naruto hugged him back and Kurama cuddled up to them. After a few minutes of hugging, Naruto asked, "How did you find me?" Harukan explained how he felt the chakra, and Naruto explained sensors. End flashback. They nodded and the Namikazes were sad, but they continued to ask questions. Narumi then asked, "Has Naruto trained you at all to sense chakra?" Yes, Naruto-ni normally helps me train on Monday and Friday, Harukan happily replied. They all nodded. Can you feel emotions with the chakra? Jiraiya asked. Harukan nodded, so Jiraiya continued, what is Naruto feeling right now? Harukan focused for a moment and replied, he feels like everything and nothing at once. They were confused, then Fua spoke up. Chomiya says, he is most likely going through a trial to awaken the full powers of Same Harder, and he might be going through a transformation. I don't know what the transformation is though. They accepted the answer, but they were still confused. Harukan yelled, look. They saw 3 small dragons appear and fuse with Naruto's skin. They felt the heat increase. A twister formed around Naruto, blocking the view of him. The earth started to shake and rumble, forcing everyone to leave quickly. Kushina grabbed Harukan and Jiraiya grabbed Minato. They made it away before the earth shot up around the lake. Kushina was about to go try and save Naruto when the mountain of rocks crumbled away to show a temple of marble celebrating dragons. A giant dragon statue was on the roof with a ball of fire in its fire. They carefully walked into the temple and came upon a center room. The room had a fountain with 3 dragon statues spouting water. In the center, a twister of wind was swirling around. When anyone attempted to pass, they were blown back into the wall, but Harukan touched the twister and the wind cleared open for him. He ran in and the wind closed around him. A few moments later, the wind stopped and Harukan, Naruto, and a woman emerged. Harukan looked fine with his eyes in stars. Naruto looked different. His hair had become white and red and reached down to his back. His eyes were now slitted and one had a blue iris with a gold sclera, the other had a brown iris and clouded sclera. The teeth became sharper. His clothes were now a loose-fitting translucent robe. He had on a blue vest over a black muscle shirt. His pants were blackish-brown. He had no shoes on but was just walking on the air. One of his arms was covered in scale tattoos while the other one had 3 dragons on it. One was brown, one was red, and the last was white. The woman had a sparkling sea blue dress with shark teeth earrings. She was walking hand in hand with Naruto. The rest of the group was shocked, even more so when Fua noticed the strange woman holding Naruto's hand. Hey! That is my boyfriend you are holding hands with. The lady looked at Fua, smirked, and pulled Naruto close. Fua leaped at her. Upon Fua reaching her, she just ducked under Fua and jumped into Naruto's arms. Fua saw red and tried to jump back at her only for Narumi to have flown past Naruto and hit Fua. Naruto sighed, looked at the woman, and said, everyone calm down. I will explain all of this in a second. The woman pouted and Naruto nodded, so she hopped off. Fua and Narumi glared at the mysterious woman, yet she was unfazed and smirked back. Minato picked up Harukan and put him on his shoulders. Kushina was looking back and forth between Naruto and the woman, confused. Jiraiya was checking on making sure that the building was stable, and Minato sat down wanting to listen to the story. Naruto took a deep breath and told them, this story is a long one, so you all are going to want to sit down. They did as told to and he continued, this woman is Sulari Anitsu. She bowed and he took another deep breath and started, this story begins as soon as I picked up Same Harder. Flashback, in Naruto's mindscape. Naruto was falling. Naruto looked around and yelled, Kurama! Help! He heard an echo of growls and hisses back. Naruto tried to move but found he was stuck just falling and waiting. After what felt like an eternity, Naruto felt a pull and started to slow down and get dragged toward it. He hit what felt like a platform in this abyss of a mind. Naruto stood up slowly and started to channel chakra, only for it to fail. He walked around for another couple of minutes before finding what looked like a glowing scale. Naruto cautiously picked it up, for it to fly around and fuse to his skin. He felt odd and followed a glowing trail of scales one by one, picking them up. Naruto eventually grabbed the last one, and when it fused with his skin, he felt his teeth get sharper and his eyes focused. The light of the fused scales flew off of Naruto, still leaving the tattoo. They swirled around for a while before exploding outward, illuminating everything. The area was a giant pond with a path going through the middle of it. In the middle was a cloaked figure with their cloak being covered in scales. Naruto walked around on the path that was like a maze. Eventually, he reached the center with the figure. Naruto opened his mouth to speak when the figure said with a low gravelly voice, "Hello, Naruto. I know you question what this is and who I am, but I cannot answer if you don't pass my test. Though I can tell you this is a part of your mind that I now dwell in." Naruto closed his mouth and asked, "What is this test of yours?" "I have 3 parts of this test, each part will test a different part of you." "The first is the test," answered the figure. "You can call me Yuriko for now." Naruto nodded and whispered, "I have faced 1,000,000,000 trials. I can face another. I have people to protect." A snap was heard and the wood under Naruto vanished, causing him to fall into the pond. He heard whispers from everywhere and what felt like a glare from all sides. His body turned into his 5-year-old self. He started to walk and the surroundings turned into Konoha's shopping market. He walked around the glaring people that were muttering under their breath. He dodged a knife and turned around to see a mob of villagers forming together and chasing after him. He had reached his house where he could see his family eating together and enjoying themselves. He tried to enter but a protection seal kept him out. He was caught by the villagers and beaten up. After a few hours, he transformed into his 7-year-old self. He was trapped in the same beating, only this time his family had come out to watch him be beaten, with them sneering at him and saying stuff like, "You don't deserve to exist. And you truly are a demon." Naruto went through this for a couple more hours, slowly aging all the way until he reached the age that he is now. Naruto was able to evade the mob this time and made it to his cave where he felt he was safe. He sat down and waited when Minato flashed in and hit him with a paralyzing seal. Naruto was now scared, with his mind going at thousands of thoughts per second. Minato picked him up and flashed to the front of the Hokage Tower where a giant mob was at, including his friends. His family walked up and beat him. His friends came up one at a time, spitting on him, kicking him, and cutting him while saying, "I was making you believe you had a friend in me, demon. All for the purpose of now getting to help kill you." And other things like that. Finally, the giant mob had gotten their chance at him and were tearing him apart. Fua appeared and grabbed Naruto before flying up really high. She then said, "I know you are a true demon unlike me," and dropped him down. He had tears falling from his eyes when he hit the ground with a hard crack. He knew he dropped in such a way that he would be broken but still alive. He just laid there broken and still being beaten up. After another period of time, Naruto then broke free of his seal and yelled, "I have stood by and let you torment me for years without revenge. I still will not bring harm to you, but I will be leaving forever." The people around him turned to ashes and slowly Konoha turned into a forest. He walked over to a river and heard a snap behind him. He turned around and saw the cloaked figure. "Hello Naruto, you have passed my first test." The person stated, "I know you are wondering what that was testing you and why it did that." At Naruto's nod, they continued, "I tested your resilience and fortitude. I wanted to know if you would keep your promise of protecting everyone or if you would turn into a monster that would kill anyone in their way." Naruto took a deep breath and asked, "Okay, what is the next test?" "Your next test will begin in a minute, although I do have to say you are the first out of a few people to ever reach here," the person answered. "I was wondering, how many people have taken this test?" Naruto questioned. You could see a toothy smile glow from the cloak. "I can answer that question after you complete the next test." Naruto nodded and the person pointed to a hole in a tree. Naruto walked over there and was sucked into the hole. He appeared in a world that looked like his own, just with a few differences, he could see. He walked into the village where people looked at him like one would look at a king. He was confused, but upon reaching home he realized what was different. He was the only one born on the night of the attack. He was the only holder of the Kyuubi. He had 2 younger siblings, twins who were 5 years younger, Naimi and Menma. He walked around greeting people, and he liked this world. He eventually went home for dinner with his family and got ready to eat. "Onyi-chan!" the twins yelled before jumping in his arms. Naruto smiled and spun around. They lost their hold and went flying, only to be caught by 2 Naruto clones that popped once they were put down. Kushina smiled upon the scene and said, "It is time for dinner. Who wants ramen?" Naruto smiled while Naimi and Menma started bouncing around. Minato flashed in and gave Kushina a kiss, saying, "Hi honey." "Hi Naruto, Naimi, and Menma. If you sit down and wait, I will get you all ramen," Naruto said. Minato, Naimi, and Menma were in their seats instantly. No honey, I can do this, Kushina reasoned. Naruto walked into the kitchen while saying, you do so much for me. I need to help you sometimes. Kushina smiled and went to sit down while Naruto got them all the ramen in the dish. Naruto served them each. They happily ate dinner and conversed. Naruto went to bed happy but had a feeling of emptiness inside of him. He woke up in the middle of the night and looked around for things and people. Naruto walked into the village and went around and went over to the Uchiha district and found it with the walls broken and the houses breaking down. Naruto ran inside to look around but found nothing but the main house barely standing. He looked around and saw a note from Itachi. Nothing can ever be perfect but I love you, Naruto. Naruto fell down and cried for a while. He stood up and thought, I have two choices, I can either stay here and see if the test is later, or I can try to leave because I must see this is a truth of the world. Naruto took a few deep breaths and whispered, I know that no world can ever be perfect, nor can I be perfect. I choose to leave because I know that if I stay here, I will try to kill Minato. The house collapsed on him and he opened his eyes to see we were lying in a fire pit. He stood up and looked around and saw the cloaked figure on one of the logs around the pit. Naruto sat down next to them and asked, what was the point of that test? The point was to see if you would prefer a world where you are loved by everyone and someone else has to suffer or not. The figure told him, also, it was testing if you could accept the death of a close one and walk away or choose to go for revenge. You chose to control yourself but admit you would get revenge if you were to stay longer. The points it was testing you on were loyalty and control. You passed both. Naruto nodded. I will tell you that this last test has never been reached before, the figure told him. Naruto nodded, so they pointed at the edge of a cliff. Naruto walked over and fell. He was dropped into what seemed like the future. The world was at peace, he was a well-respected hero loved by all, and he was happily married to Fua. His sisters were getting married soon to a shinobi from Kumo and Kiri, and the rest of his family was proud of him. He entered Konoha where the now adults were shaking his hand, the old people were smiling and bowing to him, and the children were happily playing in the street. He walked towards the Hokage Tower when pressure fell onto Konoha. He looked straight at the source, a cloaked and masked figure sitting upon Minato's head. Naruto jumped up and sent out a few Hiraishin kunai. The figure jumped over the kunai when Naruto flashed to them. Naruto sliced open the coat, showing a being of darkness with a grey face mask with red lines going outward from the middle. Who are you and why are you here? Naruto yelled. He thought he could see a smile form in the mask when they said, who I am does not matter, for I have been called many names. You can call me whatever you want. The figure then sent a stream of water and lighting out of his hands. Naruto jumped to the side, barely dodging it. Naruto flashed close to the person. He was hit with a sword of water in the stomach. Naruto looked down and said, this is actually hurting my body, isn't it? Yes, this part of the test will actually hurt your body in real life, so let's see if you can survive. They responded, yelled. The sword was pulled out of his body and when it was sent to strike his head he ducked under it and clapped, saying, Futon, top you. A gust of wind exuded from Naruto, blasting them away. Naruto threw a kunai at it when it suddenly jumped away from him. Naruto looked to where it was heading and saw Fua directly in the path of it. Naruto flashed in front of Fua and took two water swords to the stomach. Run, Fua, run. Fua teared up and ran away. Naruto turned back at the figure and growled out, your fight is with me, not my family. Naruto then grabbed them by the mask and kicked them away. Naruto jumped at them when he called upon his flames, Kaiten, Hi no Yoroi. Flames danced around his body making him look like a being that escaped hell. He punched at the figure, missing. He continued this string of attacks for a couple of minutes before yelling, Shakyuten, Jigaku no Mon. A giant tornado of fire exploded from the ground, tearing up everything around him.